The CIA now they do all the diversity stuff.
Oh, that was a great
like,
commercial.
They're doing those commercials because you know what's sad about life is that everyone wants to be cool. It's really sad.
Yeah.
And it's terrible because you'd think that people would grow out of that.
Yeah.
Especially, that's why, like, Vladimir Putin is refreshing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not good all the time. Although there's like one person who works for him who goes, he's great.
Oh,
There's always one guy who works for Putin who hasn't been killed yet who goes, he's extremely fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not trying to keep up with the youngins. He's really just himself.
That's what's refreshing about Putin. He doesn't he's not going to come out with any type of you're not going to see like Vladimir Putin do like the podcast circuit. Like he's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like
Zelensky's on the podcast.
Everyone
circuit.
is.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
RFK and God bless them. Everyone is. You're not going to, Putin is like one of those leaders who goes, we don't really have to justify this to two dope queens. We're just gonna.
No, it's so funny
Club.
seeing Bad Friends with Vivek Ramaswamy.
Putin just doesn't do that. So even though he's doing like some evil, diabolical stuff, there's something really refreshing about a guy who's like, I'm not doing Tiger Belly to promote my war.
Yeah.
I'm not promoting my war on the Trash Tuesday podcast. I'm not going to the Tim Dillon Show to promote my genocide. I'm going to do a nice, clean genocide.
Yeah.
He's old school.
He's got an old school dictator.
He's old school. We're longing for that. I think there's part of us that is kind of fascinated by people who don't give a shit about being like cool, even if, and this is the bad thing, some of those people are going to be very evil.
Yeah.
That don't care about being cool.
I feel like you kind of almost have to be, because you have to lead by charisma or you have to lead by just
you
force.
gotta have a little who gives a fuck.
Well, you have to have a mission too.
Yes.
You have to have a mission.
Purpose.
Yeah,
you don't think Vladimir Putin, he doesn't seem like he's driven by pussy.
No.
He likes money.
He loves
has
money.
palaces he barely uses. He's got like some really crazy stuff. But he really believes that his mission is to safeguard the Russian state as a thing, as a thing, and the U.S. and the West forever has just wanted to pick it apart and dismantle it.
Right.
That's what we like to do to
You can't
places.
have another superpower.
Well, he kind of wants a rebirth of the Soviet Union, right?
He doesn't. Listen, here's the thing. He's said that he feels it was the greatest tragedy in the 20th century that the Soviet Union disintegrated.
Yeah.
He said that. That's different than wanting a rebirth of it. I think what he wants is the territorial integrity of Russia to remain. And I think that if we had our druthers, if you read The Atlantic or like the Smart Set, like the Smart, Are we losing you? Ladies, are you still there? If you read, I'm kidding. If you read
we should break this up with some crowd work.
We will.
Start asking where they're from.
Yeah.
If you read like The Atlantic and stuff like that, all the articles are like Russia's a failed state.
Yeah.
Russia must westernize. Mm-hmm. And Russia's been around for a very long time, like much longer than we have. And listen, I don't want to live in Russia.
No.
Russia ain't great.
No.
But I also, if you came to me and said, what's on your agenda today? Westernizing Russia is not even in the top 10,000 things I want to do. And that's every human being. And yet, the writers of these things at The Atlantic
pretend you care,
will tell you that you actually have an interest.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
You're in Pittsburgh, you wake up, you have one cigarette left, you're like, am I on the job site today or not? Am I in? And you call in, they're like, you're in. You go, yeah, I'll be there. And then you're walking to the job site and you're like, fuck, and you're getting ready to spend 11 hours roofing. Mm-hmm. If you were to stumble upon an Atlantic, they would tell you that actually what's very important is that Russia has a lot of Starbucks. It's got to be really.
And for you, westernizing Russia is a lot. It's further down the list than getting a nice smoked fish dip or
Yeah, I mean, I really believe in something that no one believes in anymore. Mm-hmm. And it's something that the boomers were interesting in that I'm writing this book about them. And I'm obviously trashing them because that's what makes stuff funny is to make trash it, right? So I get it. You know what I mean? It's like
That's not funny. It's like mean.
Yeah, but it is what I get it. It's like people trash me all the time, and even though I'll get mad at it, I go, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah,
like it wouldn't have been funny had they not, if had they been like, "Well, it was nice that she's." But the boomers did one thing really, like they used to tell their kids, "Mind your business."
Yeah.
All the time. Like boomers would say to their kids, hey, mind your business. You go, why is, when like the couple across the street would get a divorce, you'd go, why does Josh's dad pick him up on Thursdays?
Yeah.
And they would go, I think you mind your business.
Yeah.
Yes, Josh, you mind your business. Like
go outside, mind your business.
Yeah, mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your business. I'm having a conversation with your aunt.
Right.
Your cousin's on heroin. Mind your business.
Is that how you feel about Russia?
I feel a little bit about like that with a lot of places. We got to mind our business.
We're not minding our business.
We never do.
No.
The U.S. has never minded its own business since it's...
Because our business is not minding our business.
How do you, what do you think the Tucker interview with Putin's going to be like? Do you think it's going to make, it's obviously going to be huge.
Every interview with Putin is this.
I had no idea.
So that's what...
Maybe not the most entertaining interview.
No, it's every...
It's
I watched him give a 2-hour speech. The thing about Putin is this. Putin is a reasonably paranoid guy because people do want him dead. We want him dead. Putin knocks off a lot of people that are in opposition to him within his country. Alexander Navalny, not dead, but in like a gulag.
Yeah.
A lot of oligarchs meet a bad end when they tangle with him, when they're vocally critical of his policies. They end up impaled on places outside of Moscow. Putin's a murderer. He's not a guy who has any problem killing people.
Yeah.
So when I say the next thing about Putin, I want people to understand where I'm coming from. Has no problem murdering people, oppressing people, lying to people like a lot of leaders do.
Yeah.
Okay? Now. But having said that, because you have to set that up.
Yeah, of course.
He is an incredibly smart, classy guy when he speaks. And I would be surprised if he wasn't that way in his interview.
Yeah, you think he'll come off.
As a murderous dictator goes, I think he's going to come off pretty
sharp,
astute.
Yeah, I mean, he's a student of world history. He was in the FSB forever, KGB, which is now the FSB. He's and I have a book about him called Putin that's very interesting. And again, this is not to suggest or say that Putin is some type of lovely, sweetheart.
It's kind of bullshit. You can't say anything nice about him without thinking you support him.
You have to look at people and allow, like for example, we talk about Obama. Like it is true in the same sentence that Obama was an incredibly intelligent, incredibly cerebral, contemplative guy, charismatic, intelligent, cool, great look for the country. People. Very, had a great, was very good at the job of being president, but also would, allow the CIA to just press a button at will and it would kill, and they would just bomb, kids playing soccer, people getting married, and vaporize people. Like the machines of death would fly over the sky and vaporize people while Obama was on Jimmy Fallon's show.
Yeah.
So those two things are in the same. They're in the same sentence.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're in the same sentence.
People have a hard time making that distinction, though, or understanding that they both exist. Like they do that with Trump all the time. I'm like, to pretend like he's not funny and captivating is psychotic.
Yeah.
To watch him and go, he's not funny, and I don't find him interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people are incapable of that, nuanced thing. But Putin will come across. I would say pretty studied and probably pretty, dare I say, and this will upset people, rational.
Yeah.
He's not going to come off irrational.
No, he's not crazy.
That doesn't mean his beliefs are always rational.
Right.
That means he knows enough about how to present himself
that
he's not going to say something in that interview, I think, that is, and I disagree with him on his policies with gay people, on his policies with, shooting Anna Politskaya in the face after she wrote a book about him. That wasn't nice. That wasn't a nice thing for him to do.
No.
It's not a nice thing to do when the press there, but then also Michael Hastings, whose car went into a tree right outside of Osteria Mozza. If you're in LA, go the Orchetti with the fennel and rabbit sausage.
Ooh.
But it's phenomenal. Nancy
delicious.
Silverton, La Brea Bakery, shout out to her. But a few blocks away, his car just went at 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Speed limit on that street, 40. He decided, funny guy, to just drive 120 miles an hour into a tree.
Yeah.
Now, you might look at that and go,
Yeah.
maybe his car was remote hijacked.
Whatever.
Right?
I mean,
I don't know.
Who the fuck knows?
Now, instead of killing RFK, the media's ignoring him so much that he has to do my show and Tiger Belly.
Yeah.
What's worse?